All right, what's good, everybody? What is good? Just give a second for to let people come in. Hopefully, my audio is good. Everything probably sounds good and whatnot. Just give me a second to one more checkup here. Alrighty, you know what? I probably should just go ahead and I don't remember if I tweeted any of this stuff out today. Although YouTube has been acting a little funny because the other day I actually got a notification for last week's stream 2 days ago. So yeah, YouTube has been messing with me lately. All right, just hold up. Let's see what I can do here. See if I grab some more people up in here. Mm, let's see. Sorry guys for the wait. Just gonna tweet this out to see if we can grab some more people up in here. Hopefully that works. Okay, I'm back. Well, I see Barry's in the building, and my lovely wife is in the building too. She says that basically it's Mother's Day. The turnout will most likely be low. I don't know. We'll see. Also, I saw Barry up in here. Barry said that that damn Canon, damn that Canon 90D. Yes, I am streaming on that Canon 90D. Not too sure if I like it so far, but we'll see how it is. It's a big adjustment to have, big time. Oh, I see. Sharky's in the building. What's going on, Sharky? Glad you can make it. Miss Kimmy, I see Miss Kimmy's up in the building. What's going on, Miss Kimmy? Well, it looks like I already gave enough time for people to come in. I know it's Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day to all. Really appreciate all the mothers out there, especially the single mothers who are definitely working hard out here. Faux show. Um, but anyways, I guess I'm going to start. I was going to start by just talking for a few minutes. Um, just to let you know, this is a budgeting channel where I mainly do talk about budgeting and how to basically handle money. I'm not really big into investing or like where to put your money in for business wise, but I'm just basically here to teach people the basics of budgeting. And one of the biggest basic is to know is consistency. Consistency and budgeting is a big, huge key for your budget to be a success. A lot of people, when they start a budget, they think they could just start a budget and think it's nothing, and they think they did their job by just writing it out. But no, you have to write it out, make a plan, and then act on that plan. That's basically what a budget is. A budget is a plan. What's going on, Big Brother Black? Yes, we'll just say you're first. How about that? Yes, yes, we will. Um, but anyways, yes, a budget is basically a plan. So you basically plan to budget the plan, and it's all about consistency. Like you can make a budget today, and then the next month you can change it. You can make a budget today, and then the next month you can change it. You can make a budget today, and then the next month you can change it. You can make a budget today, and then the next month you can change it. You can make a budget today, and then the next month you can change it. You can make a budget today, and then the next month you can change it. You can make a budget today, and then the next month you can change it. You can make a budget today, and then the next month you can change it. You can make a budget today, and then the next month you can change it. You can make a budget today, and then the next month you can change it. You can make a budget today, and then the next month you can change it. You can make a budget today, and then the next month you can change it. You can make a budget today, and then the next month you can change it. You can make a budget today, and then the next month you can change it. You can make a budget today, and then the next month you can change it. You can make a budget today, and then the next month you can change it. You can make a budget today, and then the next month you can chan And if it doesn't work out in the first week or two, it doesn't work out. It's a long term, basically a long term plan to go to keep going. Oh, what's going on, Septian? Septian says due diligence is the key. Yes, most definitely. I see LaShawn is up in the building. What's going on, LaShawn? And whatnot. No, Tech Valor, I did not plan for the Canon 90D. For our budget, the Canon 90D is one of those accidental, planned accidental, I guess you could say, a planned accidental. Um, so yeah, when starting a budget, there's a time period where it takes a minute for your budget to get up to speed to where it can be on cruise control. The best way I could describe starting out a budget is like if you are a 747 getting ready to take off. You get on the land, you get on the runway, and then you hit the fuel, and then you turn on. I believe they turn on. I don't know if they call it afterburners, but they basically max out the engine at the start, and then they take off. And then while they're taking off, they're still climbing up to a certain altitude, burning a ton of fuel to get to the certain altitude. Once they reach that altitude, they level off, and then they just cruise. And the cruising part is the consistency part in a budget. And that's how you can make a budget successful, by being consistent on time, every time, all the time. Everyone's saying hi to everybody in there. Septin says, "What's up, everybody in chat?" Yeah, he basically said, "What up to everybody in the chat?" Right there. So, and yeah, I see LaShawn. LaShawn is definitely in the building. He is definitely the key to any live stream that anybody has. So it's good, LaShawn. But anyways, so does anyone have any questions so far about being consistent, or maybe you're having a hard time being consistent, and you're just wondering what can you do to be more consistent? Just give it a little wait here. Also, just to let you guys know that even if you fall off the wagon on a budget, you can always get back on it. It's just one of those things that a lot of people try to train themselves. It's like training for a marathon, or training for a powerlifting meet, or training for anything. You have to be consistent, do it over and over again until you can get it right. Yes, there will be times when you do fall off the wagon, but you just get right back up onto the wagon. But when you fall, you definitely have to learn where you fell at and try to adjust so that you don't fall again because of that. Barry says, "Great, Cecil. What are some things that you recommend that help with consistency?" I know for me personally, the big thing is always keeping your eye on the goal, whether it be to buy a car, to buy a house, or to retire early, retire comfortably, retire for, or not, even if you don't want to retire, but like, you have to write some type of goal. Some people like to put up, what's those things called? Not wish boards, but I can't even think of the thing, because I actually had one. It's like a poster board where you put up all your goals, pin up goals of your picture, goals that has pictures that you put up onto a poster board. I can't even remember what that is right now. Holy cow! And I actually had one. Yes, a vision board. Thanks, wife. Yes, definitely a vision board. A lot of people, you will use a vision board to keep an eye on the prize. For me, I don't really need a vision board. I see where I want to be and how I'm going to get it, and get there and whatnot. Big Brother Black asks, "What would cause one to fall off the budget?" you can fall off the budget by buying something that you didn't plan for. Like let's say AirTags. AirTags just came out, you know. I know there's been rumors and leaks about AirTags, but to the most common folk, they didn't know anything about AirTags and they saw it came out and they're like, ooh, AirTags sounds really nice. And they go ahead and buy like $1,000 worth of AirTags because they got everything in the world that can get lost in their possession. So they go out and buy these AirTags, and they basically never planned for something like that. So they could fall off their budget. And that can actually lead to like, okay, well, I spend this $1,000 here. I don't care. They're like, well, hell, I'll just spend another $1,000 on something else also, and keep going and going and going until they're back in debt and off the wagon and off their goal and whatnot. I don't know why we keep bringing up this Canon 90D talk, y'all. It's already here. Anyways, Septian wants to know any advice on consistently putting away X amount every month based off how much you make a year. I'm getting a raise soon, and Septian want a house next Christmas. Actually, Septian, is kind of funny. You asked about the whole house thing. I could go into a big spiel about that, but let me think. If you want to save an X amount per month, you definitely have to go through your budget and see how much extra you have left over per month, and then you'll know. And then whatever you have left over per month, say if you have like $500 left over per month, like set aside a reasonable amount that can go aside per month without you really seeing it. So like $200-300 per month can go aside, can be set aside for savings per month. Now, when buying a house is really tricky because you're going to have to first you're going to have to know the I'll probably go with the max amount that you can technically afford for a house. So I probably like if you're making, they usually say 4 to 5 times more of what you gross per year is the house that you can make. So if you're making $50,000 a year, technically you should be able to afford a $200,000 house. I personally don't recommend that because that's actually a lot of money, and you're looking at a $1,500, now about about $1,400 mortgage payment on that. But first you find out the amount, and then once you find out the amount, then you could kind of guesstimate what your Septine says he could do that $200-300 a month. He said he could definitely do that. But for a mortgage, you can go to any app store or go online and do a quick mortgage calculator, and you could kind of sort of see what your payments are. I would say try to go for the max amount of payments, and will be a dummy payment, just to let you guys know. So if you find out that your mortgage payment is like $1,500 a month, and you're paying $1,000 a month right now in rent, then every month you put aside, you make a dummy mortgage payment of $1,500. Not $1,500, but you make a separate savings account and you put an extra $500 into that account every month to simulate a actual mortgage. So you'll have that dummy savings account of 500 and that rent of 1,000. So that's $1,500 a month. If you can put that aside, I'd say for at least a year straight, $500, that's $6,000 a year. You should be able to comfortably buy a house and have the mortgage at around $1,500 per month. So that's actually one way of doing it. Sharky says, Septine, you should absolutely be doing that. So figure out how much you need for a down payment and divide it by 12 and set that aside each month. Yeah, that's actually another thing also. But what I just explained that's dummy savings account is going to be the down payment also for the mortgage. And also it's best to put down the max amount, no more than 20%, but try to save 22 to 25% of a down payment for a house. Because when you buy a new house, I learned this the hard way, that you will actually spend a lot of money fixing it up. Not fixing it up, but like furnishing it and getting it to where you want it to be. Because I believe when we bought this place, we spent probably about $15,000 within the first 6 months and we didn't even have all the furniture and whatnot that we wanted at the time either. Big Brother Black says, then the key to the budget is discipline. I assume the vision board allows you to keep the goal in mind and on track. Yes, exactly. Exactly, Big Brother Black. Um, yeah, budget equals discipline and planning and also consistency. Also, the vision board is just one way for people to help keep their eye on the prize. You can use anything like you can even use if you're saving for a house, you can use links. Um, get some paper mache and use links, tear off links, so that you can hang it up somewhere. So that once and each link could be $100, and every time you put $100 away, you could rip off a link and whatnot. Once you hit your goal, you can just go ahead and uh, do what you want to do right at that point in time. Septine says, pretend like I'm buying a mortgage before you pay the real thing. Brilliant. Yeah, exactly. And as a matter of fact, you can use that for buying cars too. It's actually a really good way to buy cars because if you don't have a car payment, and believe it or not, the average car payment in America is it's like $538 a month for like 6 years now. But if you put away $500 a month for like 4 or 5 years, you could actually just buy a car cash money up front also. But that would be that money per month will simulate a dummy payment to a car company and whatnot. Wait, what's going on there? Septine says, I'm going to have to go budget earbuds though. No Sennheisers on my channel. Yeah, as a matter of fact, Septine, not only should you budget for earbuds, I would say budget for your whole entire channel also. Septine says he remembers his first apartment. He didn't have a couch or a bed, just a futon and love seat. Sharky says, very important question. Is the Canon 90D being used for this? I think the Canon 90D is being used for this live stream. I think. I'm not too sure. Maybe the DJ should come in to verify this or not. But anyway, so yeah, hopefully something I answered your question.
Yes, it's being used.
Oh. Yeah, you heard it, people. The Canon 90D is being used, I think. And it's actually kind of big. Intimidating. I'd rather the M50. The M50 did a really good job before. I still don't see why we have this 90D, to be honest with you.
Blasphemy.
Well, anyways, while we got a slight little break going on, as a quick reminder, if anybody wants to ask their questions or whatnot, you can click the link to the StreamYard that's just being posted in the chat right now. If anyone's out there watching on the Twitters, I highly suggest you guys come through Cat's Meow Budget Solutions, the channel, and subscribe there and watch from there also.
Also, the music that was used in the intro is by Oh Yeah Beats. Go to ohyeahbeats.com and buy yourself a custom theme song for yourself.
Yes, most definitely. And he does like great, wonderful work. You can check him out. Oh Yeah Beats on Twitter and Instagram also.
The link is in the
And
description.
it is? Yes, the
Hmm.
link is in the description.
Also, I wanted to know, is the Canon 90D going to help out with consistency when it comes to budgeting?
Um, to be honest with you, I think the Canon 90D has it's just added another line in the budget, but the way that our budget is set up, it is set up to add stuff to it, I guess you can say. So like this Canon 90D, like I put it on a credit card, it might cost, I don't even know what the bill's going to be, but I've already planned on paying $150 a month on it for the Canon 90D. I already saw that and had that set aside for a minute anyway. So yeah, it was an accidental purchase, but it was definitely needed for our next steps and stuff.
So the Canon 90D did not lit a fire under our butts to stay consistent.
What do you mean by consistent? The Canon 90D was bought to improve our consistency. If anything, you can say that it did not the Canon 90D did not slow our consistency, but it is going to increase our consistency.
So
Or
it
I'm not say
consisted our
consistency, but like
consistency. It consisted our consistency.
yeah, pretty much. Basically, the quality is going to get a hell of a lot better over the next period of time. Is So that's how that's going to go. Yo, Septium, where do you work at that you're sitting outside where the water main broke? I'm curious because that's cool. Okay, anyways. Big Brother Black says so extra purchases can fit in a budget as long as the budget includes incidentals. Yes, I personally call them accidentals because we accidentally needed a 90D. So or let me think. And we accidentally need the Galaxy Book 360. That's another accidental too. So yeah.
Is that Samsung book going to increase your consistency or just consisting your consistency?
I would say it's more no, it's going to help me be more consistent because the Galaxy Book is mainly for the road, and I already have a problem with working while I'm on the road as it is. Um, if everyone doesn't know, I do have a website called Catch Me on Budget Solutions. It's where all these videos you see here, all these live streams are actually put up on the website. Also, I'll be putting up more blogs over a period of time. Also, I'll hopefully we'll be doing coaching, one-on-one coaching, and that's definitely where the 360 is going to help with the consistency because I do have a mainstay laptop, but I don't have anywhere to really plug it up. And if if I lose a charge and I'm on the road, I'm done for the week. So yeah. Oh, Septine, you work at that place. Oh, that's a pretty good place to work at. Definitely a pretty good place to work at. Oh, especially if you're I would say if you're in management or in some type of technical side of the of it and whatnot. And yes, Septian, the word of the day is consistency. To be consistent and consistent and consistent. Yes, most definitely. And also a quick
Now, if
reminder.
you're
Oh
consistent
Jesus.
and then you stop being consistent and then you go back to being consistent, would that still be like you're consistent? Or would you say maybe you're just consistently not consistent?
It depends on how long the stop is. If the stop is for like a day or two and you get back on a horse, you're still being consistent.
Mm-hmm.
But the problem I see with a lot of people in budgeting, they'll start their budget and then they will fall off the wagon for months and years at a time.
Mm-hmm. There's
And
one
that's
thing that
not
there's an
consistent.
advice that you gave me before, to make sure that you're saving. Obviously, create another account and then have your bank auto transfer that money so you don't even see it
Hmm.
before it hits the account, like when you get paid. I know that helped me budget because I wouldn't even see it.
Oh yeah, hold on real quick. Let me about to go in here.
Look, 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 look.
Well, just guys, just to let you guys know, one really good way of budgeting and keeping track on your budget is separating your money. Always separate your money. So we have it's way more detailed than what I'm going to explain, but we basically have a bills checking account. We both each have checking accounts. We have several savings account which all are being saved are they're used as tools to save for something. So I got one account that's actually technically being saved for Christmas, $25 a week. I have another account that's being saved for a phone that I usually buy once a year. I have another savings account that I I have technically for a car, but that's just what it's named right now, and I don't. It's not for a car, but I just have it named as car. I think that account may turn into like, hey, I'm going to pay off a car or two at some point in time. 17 says, man, I just did my little budget on my calculator. I could easily put money away for a down payment on a house. Yeah, believe it or not, 17, a lot of people, once you write down your physical budget, then you'll be shocked to see how much money you can actually save per week, per month, per year, for purchases and stuff like that. So yeah, that's good that you did a budget, but the thing is, like, are you going to stick to the budget? Also, in your budget, does your budget actually include groceries, gas, and like maybe entertainment purposes um per month or anything like that? I'm just curious because a lot of people normally don't factor in stuff like that when they do their budget. They think their budget is just their bills and that's it. And most of the time, it is not just that alone. Also, oh man. Also, just a quick reminder, if anybody wants to ask questions up in person, because I know some of these questions can get really super detailed, and when you type them, they can be super vague. Just hit the link that's getting ready to drop in the chat right now for StreamYard to click to come on. You could just be audio only. You don't have to show your face or anything like that. Just to ask any questions or whatnot.
Yeah, and we could do it with your avatar or without the avatar. Right now, I'm here without my avatar, or I could turn on the avatar, or I could turn off the avatar. Yeah, options, options.
I didn't know you could do that. That's new to me. Sharky says, it's never too late, something. You can start catching up that down payment money now if you can, and then revert back to the regular monthly set aside. See, that's actually another set of good advice for you, Septian. Also, when saving for a house, I said earlier, the best way to do it is save for 20%. That's 20% is ideal because you don't pay PMI on a $200,000 house. You'll pay an extra $150 a month in insurance, which is I think it's private mortgage insurance. Is it private mortgage insurance or personal? No, I think it's private mortgage insurance. Basically, that's for the mortgage company. If the house burns down and you don't have homeowners insurance, or if you no, it's if you foreclose or die, they still get money. So you're paying their insurance, which actually seems like a ripoff, but that's how it goes. If you don't put down the full 20%. Now,
I thought PMI was also like if you lose your job, then the insurance will cover it for at least 6 months or something like that.
no, I don't think so. I think that's part of the homeowners insurance. Also, PMI, it might include a disability. I think if you become physically disabled to where you can't um what to where you can't work anymore to pay the bill. I think that's also part of it. 17 says, nah, I just did a budget for a down payment. I didn't take into account food, gas, and entertainment. Yes, 17, you gotta take all that into account for sure. Because like believe it or not, food, gas, and entertainment right there alone can cost you upwards. It depends. Um anywhere between 500 to like $1,500 a month. And just those three categories right there alone. So you gotta also always factor that in. And when you do food, you'll realize that when you do a budget for food, check your previous months for takeout for like McDonald's fast food or anything like that, and add that into your food also. You'll soon realize that you're spending way too much on food per month, and you'll start to actually cook more. And when you cook more, you'll actually spend less money per
Would
month on that.
clothes be considered entertainment? I know some people just, whenever they get paid, they buy themselves a nice little outfit.
Clothes technically would be a different, whole entire different category. But it actually can be put into entertainment because people will notice that in entertainment they'll stop entertaining themselves and will start to save
What
that
if you buy
entertainment money.
clothes to entertain someone else?
That sounds like a business. They need an LLC for that.
Oh, okay. Thanks.
Yeah. Yeah, no problem. Oh, Tech Rant says the stream is looking clean. Oh, really? I wonder why that comment got put up again. Oh, Barry said the Canon 90D. Anyways, back to Sharky. It often depends where you live. I live a half a mile or more from Hudson River, and yet they force flood insurance all on us because it's still considered a flood zone by FEMA. Yeah, that's another thing to factor into also when buying a house because like those are little escrow fees and stuff like that that people don't tell you about. So it's always good to like really do the research on what type of insurance that is needed for the area that you're buying for. And usually the realtor knows about this before they even start looking for you if that's a good realtor, to be honest with you. Septine says, yeah, he just looked at his previous bank statement. He's spending $50 a month on takeout. He says he likes Chinese food made by real Chinese people. Yes, Septine, I love Chinese food too, and I fortunately we haven't had Chinese food in probably about a month and a half. But anytime when we do spend for Chinese food, I know we spend no less than $70 for sure for us. Barry's laughing at you too. TechRent asks, would you recommend opening a CD, a way to save money for a specific goal, but have the money essentially be untouchable? Hold on, again. Ooh.
Look.
Yeah, pretty much. Okay, CDs. CDs have a Sharky will be able to attest to this a little bit more than I can, but CDs have a I guess you could call it like a buy-in time. So if you get a CD, like you can't just keep adding money to a CD. Like it's at a set price. So if you have $500, you put it into a CD, that $500 is then locked in for a certain period of time of your choosing. And usually I want to say some banks start off at 6 months. Or most banks I see start at 1 year. You can have it in there for 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, and 5 years, but that money's locked in. And if you need to get to that money as an emergency, or like if your plan comes a little bit quicker, you're going to have a major penalty and whatnot on taking it out, plus taxes. And it's the most ridiculous thing. Like by the time, if you put $500 in and you had to take it out like in 5 months, like you're probably only going to get back like $400 because of the penalties and whatnot. So CDs are like, to be honest, CDs are like horrible investment vehicles, all the way through. They're quite horrible, and plus their rates are not too good. I want to say they're like at a 2.25% or something like that. But it's all about time and whatnot. Sharky says the biggest joke is that I live on the 4th floor of my building. If the water ever gets that high, flood insurance will be the least of my problems. Wow, that's funny. Sharky kind of sort of answered it. Sharky says, Tech Rant, the problem with CDs right now is the interests are so damn low. Not worth it. Yeah, and from what I've seen over a period of history, CDs are just totally low, period. And the penalties to take them out, it's unbelievably ridiculous to take out. If you're doing a long term, like say if you plan on buying a house cash money up front, and it's going to take you 5 years to save that money. I believe, once again, I'm not an investment professional, but you can use a mutual fund or some type of, I think they call it a no-load S&P fund, to throw money into there to where it can grow a little bit. But that's over like a minimum of a 3-year investment for sure. If you're going to buy a house, cash money up front, something big like that. But yeah, anything small like a car, anything smaller than a car, or anything smaller than $50,000 is well, not, probably $25,000. Like there's no need to put anything into like a CD or anything like that for sure. Oh, no problem, Tech Grant. Hopefully we answered your question for sure. But yeah, just a little story. Like I had a CD when I was like 12. I think it was me. No, I had a Sims account. No, my dad had a Sims account and a CD, and he thought it was like going to be great and wonderful. And he put $1,000 in, and I think it stayed there for a year, and it might have grew by $75. And yeah, worthless, so worthless. Hold up, wait a minute. Barry says there are some that have add-on capabilities. Unfortunately, they normally have a much lower interest rate. Oh, I didn't. Actually, that makes sense. That does make sense. If they do have add-on capabilities, the interest rate would be lower because then it will just turn into a regular savings account at that point in time. Sharky says he's not familiar with the add-on CDs, but he presumes they still have early withdrawal penalties. Yeah. And Sharky says you're welcome to TechRant. Whew. Oh man, y'all got me slightly triggered on a couple of things tonight, but CDs and all this other stuff, and
So it wasn't the
oh,
Canon
dear.
90D that triggered you? Glug, 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 glug.
So, anyways, I like to give a huge shout out to Tech Valor. She's the one that created my intro, along with Oh Yeah B2 has that custom song made for me, which was great and wonderful. She also did the outro, so you guys can also check out techvalor.net if you need any custom intros or outros.
He
and
paid me
whatnot.
in room and boarding.
Yeah, I'm cheap like that. And a Canon 90D too. Anyways, Lon's in the building. What's going on, Lon? Barry says they do. Mostly they are available via credit unions, and Ally Bank has them as well. Oh, speaking of credit unions, Septian, and this could go to anybody out there too. If you guys are really looking to buy and purchase your first home, or if you're just looking to purchase a home, period, credit unions are normally the best way to go for sure because they do have the lowest interest rate. They're a little bit harder to get loans through them, but it's actually well worth it over a period of time for sure. Their interest rates are usually, I want to say they're probably like 0.25 lower than most common banks. They're a little bit harder to get into, but if you are with a credit union and most of your money goes into the credit union, they will basically see what your income is and calculate your money and stuff like that. So it can be a little bit easier as long as you put money in there for sure. Septian, what did Septian say? He said Cecil just say my better half made my intros. Septian, you have a better half. Anyways, this is
He's
not Jennifer,
talking
but
about me.
oh, okay. I read it totally wrong because I was so confused for a second. I was like, this is not the show for that. Yes, the DJ Tech Valor, uh, Miss Catwoman, yeah, and all that good stuff. All those names. Yep. Mm-hmm. Alon's like, so is that how he paid you? Yeah, exactly. That's how I was paid for sure. For sure. Miss Kimmy, stop laughing at me. I can't read. I had a moment. Well, I can read. I just my comprehension was pretty bad right there. So Lon says, so it was my birthday yesterday, and I got my bike back this morning. Oh snap! You finally got. Oh hell, that sucks. Because I wanted to help bring that bike back. It might have took about 3-4 years, but I would have gotten it to you. That really sucks. And happy belated birthday, man! It's like everybody's birthday, left and right, this month. And I believe it's Eric's birthday today, the tech preacher's birthday. He's probably chilling somewhere, feeling really sweet right now. So what's Septine says? Septine says 0.25. Yeah, my stepdad said something about credit unions. That's how one of I guess coworkers got his first house. Yeah, yeah, and there and I want to say when you get a mortgage with a credit union, I do have a credit union, but I never got one through a credit union. But from my understanding, they will never sell your mortgage because when you go through these bigger banks, they have the tendency to sell your mortgage, which what they did to me a few months ago and actually screwed me over, and I'm highly pissed about it. If I hadn't just refinanced my house, I'd go ahead and refinance with somebody else real quick. But if I refinance now, that would be another $6,000 hit for no reason whatsoever. So I'm trying to pay off stuff, not bring stuff back up. 17 says Cecil on that Dick Van Dyke show type stuff. 17, what you know about Dick Van Dyke, man? You's a youngin. Well, you slightly older than I am, but you's young. You don't know nothing about Dick Van Dyke. And can y'all believe that man is still alive? Tripped me the hell up when I saw him in Mary Poppins. But anyways, uh, Shark says, yes, very true. My mother's husband got rejected for a mortgage by Navy Federal Credit Union, even though he's a Navy vet, but he's 85. Oh, wow. Well, if he tried to go through, if he tried to go through the credit union at 85, yeah, the likelihood of them rejecting is super high. If he would have went to a normal bank, he would have had a better chance of getting a mortgage through a normal bank than through a credit union because credit unions they only go into stuff to make money. So they won't just hand out mortgages without knowing that they can get their money for it for sure. Oh, Septine says it's his birthday on Tuesday. Hey, what's a dank? What's a danky? No, Denki's that little character on Boruto, but hey, whatever. Sharky says happy birthday again to Lon and Septien. Septien says it's Taurus season. Get your money, treat yourself, eat big, love big. Yes, Septien, love big. 4 hours big. Faux show. But but anyways, I think I might go another 15 minutes here. I'm not too sure. Let's see how I feel once we get to the top of the hour. But as a quick reminder, if anybody wants to
I
join
will
the
cut you off.
I'm so confused. Anyway, so if anybody wants to join the stream, just go ahead and hit that StreamYard link that's about ready to be posted there. You can come on just audio only if you want to ask some more detailed questions and whatnot. Also, if anybody is out there watching on the Twitters, make sure to come over to Catch Me on Budget Solutions and subscribe there and yeah, and join the chat there because that's where we are all talking right now. And also, this stream is brought to you by the Canon 90D apparently because I can't do nothing with it. You know what? This Canon 90 is shaking like crazy. I got to make sure to keep my hand like completely off the table. The M50 never did that though. I'm gonna have to start shooting with the M50 again. Oh, Septien, you speak German? Holy cow! So Danke is German for thank you. I don't even know if I'm saying it right. Maybe it's donkey. No, that's donkey. Hmm. I don't know. Anywho's, Septien says, thank you guys all for the birthday wishes. Lon, you're talking crazy because I got a Canon 90D, just to let you know. So, yeah, it's actually, this Canon 90 looking pretty good. Oh, hey, just to let you guys know, fun fact, the Florida DMVs uses Canon 18 to 55 lenses. So I just got my new driver's license and maybe it's a Canon thing. I don't know, but like it to me, it feels like it's making me look super dark for some odd reason. So I look exactly like my driver's license right now. I think it's kind of weird.
It brings out your chocolate.
Chocolate. Um. Cam Newton's going to get me and Mike a beer on Tuesday. I'm so confused. Anyways, Septines also says he knows a little bit about several languages. Oh, that makes a lot of sense. For the 4 hours for show. I get that now. Anyways, Tech Rant says happy birthday and Mother's Day. And I'm assuming that's to everybody. And Miss Kimmy's like, all their birthdays are Tuesday. Dang, Miss Kimmy, your stream is going to be lit on Tuesday night.
Your birthday is on Friday.
I don't know why I keep talking about weird stuff. Anyway, so Cam Newton's birthday is on Tuesday. I didn't know that.
May 14th. That's your birthday. What you doing for
I
your
keep
birthday?
talking about crazy and stuff. I'm working. I
Right.
am working.
What about when you come home?
What's that day? Friday?
Hmm.
If everything goes according to plan, I'm going to be checking out the new Assassin's Creed DLC that's dropping on Thursday.
Is that also when you're going to get the Samsung book?
Oh no, I can't get the Samsung Galaxy.
It's not part of your birthday budget?
No, I can't get that until they come out with the cellular connectivity. So they don't have a SIM card slot yet for the ones that are dropping on Thursday.
When's that going to come out?
They have not said yet.
Oh.
Hopefully soon.
Okay.
Dang, everyone's so enthralled by like everybody's a flipping tourist. Yes, all these Tauruses up in here. And if it helps any, I do drive a Ford Taurus.
You're a Taurus too. Your birthday's on Friday.
I don't know why we keep bringing up some old stuff here.
It's not old. It hasn't passed.
Why we keep bringing up some future stuff for no reason then? So, so anyway, hopefully I answer some of y'all's questions properly. If anyone has any more questions, hopefully I'll be able to answer these the new questions that have nothing to do with Friday.
Is it possible to have a budget and not be consistent?
To be honest, no, because you can have a budget and not be consistent, but the problem with that is the budget will fail because you're not consistent with the budget. Because like anyone can make a budget today, and then by next week they throw the budget out. So yeah, technically no, you cannot win without consistency. Consistency and what's that other word that they said earlier?
Goal? Discipline?
Discipline, yes. Consistency and discipline. But it's okay to fall off the wagon every once in a while. But when you get back onto the wagon, you just got to figure out where you went wrong. So like if someone wants to fall off the wagon by buying a $500 phone, and that's not part of their budget, and they get back onto the wagon, they just got to learn like, okay, I just spent $500 on a phone. Like, how can I make sure that this type of purchase, if a type of purchase like this, well, two questions. If this type of purchase comes up again, if I can get it, or how to make sure this type of purchase does not come, or this type of purchase does not make me forced to get it. Usually I will go to the side of like, yo, plan, you bought a $500 phone today. Well, just go ahead and plan to buy another $500 phone and just put another line item and save that money. But by the time that comes up again to buy another phone, then boom, you'll have that money for your phone. Big Brother Black says, what would drive someone to throw the budget out? What are the gadgets to keep an eye on? It's really hope. Because usually when you go to be on a budget, one of the things to be on a budget is to reduce debt while also having cash to have fun and to live a little. And a lot of people fall off the wagon when they don't see their debt being reduced, or when their paycheck comes short and stuff like that. um, you just gotta, regroup and realize that, like, this is not a forever thing. Like, a lot of people also think that making mortgage payments is a forever thing, and technically it's not. You can pay a mortgage for 20 years, and then for the next 30 to 40 years of your life, you don't have to make a mortgage payment. But 30 years on paying a mortgage, that's a long time, and people will get like so complicit with that, they will think that they will always have that, and don't make the right steps to not have that anymore. So some people actually buy multiple houses over a period of time, when if they just stick with one house for 20 years, the next time they bought another house, like, they might pay maybe 5 years in mortgage payments or something like that if they sold their previous house.
I know one reason for me why I fall off the wagon is because I do see progress. And so I want to, quote unquote, reward myself by falling back into old habits, because I like the feeling of familiarity. And then boop, it goes from one day to the next day to the next thing you know, I've been off the wagon for months.
Yeah, and to be honest with that, that's more of a yeah, that's basically the true definition of falling off the wagon. But I think it's more of the society, especially here in the United States, on how people live and whatnot. It can be hard to live a lifestyle that's well below your means, and a lot of people have problems with that. But you can. I'm just here to let everyone know that there is a time in your life when you don't have to make a mortgage payment or a car payment. Like, you shouldn't feel that you have to work 80 hours a week just so that you can, make your bills and stuff like that. The bills can stop, well, most of the bills. The one thing that can't stop is taxes. That's definitely not going away anytime soon. But, your bills, like your credit card bills, car payment bills, like anything that you finance, those can stop if you put a plan in motion, but the plan just takes so long to do. For me, I think I think for me, when I knew something was up was when I was able to pay off credit cards. For me, that was a small step. Then I realized, oh, credit cards are paid off. That's pretty cool. Then I was like, you know what? Let me go ahead and pay off a car. Okay. Oh, that's cool. Like, I at one point in time, we lived a life of not having a car payment, which is actually really cool. Um, but it's so hard. And actually, this is such a broad question because everyone can be different. If I had a more one-on-one with somebody to give them some examples, because like not everyone is the same, to be honest with you, not everyone is definitely not the same when it comes to basically being your own person and whatnot. Definitely come when it comes to budget, because people see budgeting so differently and whatnot, so it can be totally hard. um Lon says, make the wagon falls part of the budget with a fund money account. As a matter of fact, Lon, that's what we're talking about. Because, like, I will say that have a plan for accidentals, you know, and usually plan for some type of accidentals that you know that you can't resist on buying. But usually, when you plan for an accidental, like say a dummy fund account or something like that, like say the Fold 3, like you're saving for it for a year, and you actually have the say $2,500 to buy the Fold 3. When you go to buy the Fold 3 with that account, you might not buy it, because you're looking at, oh wow, I was able to save this amount of money in such a short amount of time. Or most people will actually buy it and actually feel good that, hey, I just bought something cash money up front. Me personally, I would rethink buying it because I was able to save that type of money in a certain period of time, because it's like, oh wow, if I could do $2,500 today over a year, what can I do over two? What can I do over 3 years? It's all stuff like that. Um, Sharky's says that's why so many people finance smartphones, so they don't have to lay out big amount of money. But you still have to make sure the monthly payment fits into your budget. Yeah, that's true, Sharky. Most definitely true. I personally stopped. That was one thing we definitely stopped in this house. We stopped financing phones. Period. Even though there was 0% interest rate, um, the thought of my monthly bill going up by like $200 a month over phones uh, just made me scream. So I was like, you know what? I can take the hit and go ahead and buy it up front. And as a matter of fact, it actually helped because we actually had a set account for buying phones, and um, Tech Fella got the Note 9. I saw the Note 9 and I was like, well, I get the money to buy the Note 9, but I don't want it because it's not, I didn't see anything wow about it, but I did get the Note 10 um, the following year. So, like, sometimes when you save money and see that physical money in your account, you second guess yourself on buying something that is more of a want than a need type thing. Lon says make the reward part of the budget plan. Yeah, that as a matter of fact, I would say make it more part of the plan, not necessarily the budget. Um, because if I was coaching somebody one on one and whatnot, like I'll definitely make sure that they had an account that's like extra money for lows and stuff like that. So like I probably would tell them once you get to this certain amount in your debt reduction and savings rate and just budgeting overall, you can take a weekend for a vacation at this point in time. Like it'll be at set times, but with set goals and stuff like that. And if you hadn't met all those goals by that time, then you're gonna have to push back uh the reward or the time again to do that type of reward because you failed. But that's really hardcore self discipline, and it's just one of those things that like you'll fall off and come back on type thing. Lon says he don't miss car payments and whatnot. Septine says that's what you do for some, Cecil. Gotta make 5 to spend 10. Yeah, a lot of people do that out there. They make $5 and spend 10. But like if you have a budget and a plan, if you make $5, you spend $3. That's that's you gotta rethink all that. Oh, what's going on, Shay Kennedy? I see you in the building. Um, but anyways, we're at the top of the hour. I'm going to go ahead and end it here. This was a great and wonderful conversation tonight. Um, just to let you guys know, these live streams are sporadic on the weekend, so it's either Saturday or Sunday. It just so happens next Saturday will be the next live stream. I have not really picked a time yet. It'll probably be super early, maybe 5 or 6 o'clock next Saturday. No. It'll probably be like 12 o'clock next Saturday. Not too sure. So also, yeah, please make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell button for sure. Especially for the people who are out there listening on the Twitters, come over to Cast Me Out Budget Solutions, subscribe, hit that notification bell button. Also, please do remember that Tech Valor was the one who made and created the intros and outros. So go ahead and check out techvalor.net if you want something custom like that. Also, check out ohyeahbeats.com. That's where I had gotten my custom beat that you hear in the intro and outro. So yeah, and also if you guys have any questions, comments, or concerns, leave it down in comments down below, or you can even go to you can even email me directly at questions@catsmeoutbudgetsolutions.com. So anyways, I believe that is it for sure. I want to thank everyone for coming out. Really appreciate everybody. And you guys have a great and wonderful day. Peace out, people.